Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome to this video. Today I am going to be talking about a TV show that is actually a really good TV show. Especially if you're into conspiracies and all that. Unfortunately, actions of society kind of doomed this show. The show is called Utopia. The original Utopia was an English show in the UK. I believe it was on BBC4, and it was scheduled for 3 seasons, but the 3rd season was canceled because in the 2nd season there's a shooting at a school, and within, I don't know, I think it's 3 to 5 days after that episode aired, you had an uptick in school shootings in America. And the BBC thought that that was extremely insensitive, and they canceled the 3rd season. The American version, it too was scheduled for 3 seasons. Unfortunately, the 1st season of the American version aired in the spring of 2020, just as the world was going into a lockdown from the pandemic. So this show was kind of doomed just because evidently God didn't want this show to be aired. The concepts in it. It is hard to say which one is better. I've seen hundreds and different things on Reddit, online, different forums and stuff, where people try to compare, say the English version is better than the American version, or the American version is better than the English version. To me, that is completely unfair, because the English version, or the original version, was catering to people in the UK. England, Ireland, Wales, Scotland. It was tailored around their likes, their interests, whereas the American version did the same thing for the American audience. The American version leaned heavier into the comic book aspect of the conspiracy, whereas the English version kind of touched on it, kind of would touch on it in spots, but it didn't. It's because the original version, or is, like I said, it was catered to the English UK audience. The comic book, from what I understand, from what I've read, the comic book culture is not as strong or as big as it is in America. Both shows basically tell the same story. Use the same basic characters, and it's interesting. The show follows, pull up my notes. Basically, it's I stand corrected. It wasn't on BBC4. It was on Channel 4. Um, the it follows a group of people that are real big into comic books, comic book culture, and all that, following a rare kind of graphic novel comic that kind of predicts certain things going on, such as viruses and stuff like that, dark government agencies, black ops, pharmaceutical companies with way too much power. And it is, like I said, it is a very much a tinfoil hat type of thing, production. The story centers around a character called Jessica Hyde. In the English series, it was Jessica Hyde was played by Fiona I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It's either a Scottish or Irish name. I'll put it Fiona Hennessy. I know I butchered that, and I apologize greatly for it. And in the American series, our hero is portrayed by, let's see if I can find it. Interesting. Who is the actress? Let's see. Sasha Lane, who does, and both of these actresses do a very good job with what they got. They got good scripts, they had good directors, and they did a damn good job of portraying this character, this lone wolf who's forced to work with other people. It goes into Cold War politics and how the fall of the Soviet Union affected these black op organizations, how a virus was manufactured so a vaccine could be created to combat the created virus pandemic thing. And this vaccine would render like 2 out of every 3 people infertile to cut back on population, to decrease the global population for a more sustainable world. And this is where it ran into problems in the States. Like I said, the American version aired in the spring of 2020, right as America and the rest of the world were going in this lockdown. Then you had the rapid development of the real-life vaccine. And you had all of these conspiracies and things evolving around Bill Gates and how he's trying to track, and that's what led to the cancellation of after the first seasons of The American, which was a shame because I would have loved to see how The American season 2 paralleled the English season 2. Unfortunately, we never got the season 3 with the conclusion and the finale and tying up. So, both of these series of and in themselves are great series, especially if you dig conspiracy theories. I wouldn't believe any of them. That's me personally. I love conspiracy theories because of the alternative history element that conspiracies lend to. I think conspiracies make for great movies, TV, what have you. I think the one that resonates the most with me personally is Stephen King's book 11/23/63. I believe that's it. It might be 62. Let me check that real quick. Yeah. 11/23/63 by Stephen King. Not that I would go off willy-nilly believing any of the conspiracies, but they're fun. They're just fun. They're fun mind games. Imagination developers, stuff like that. Like I said, it's really unfortunate, especially on the American version, simply because in the American version you had actors like John Cusack playing the main villain, Farrah McKenzie playing one of the Scooby Gang, Rainn Wilson playing one of the co-conspirators turned good guy. You just had this great, wonderful cast. To me, the character that stands out to me in the American version the most is Ashleigh Burton. She played the character Becky, and she plays it just insanely well. Though there are some things that they did in the American version that were done for American sensibilities that kind of irked me. In the original version, Becky was played by Alexandria Roach and was white. And in the American version, like I said, it was Ashleigh Burton. And in the American version, and she was black. And in the American version, the character of Ian was played by Dan Bird, who was white. And in the English version, Ian was played by Nathan Stewart Jarrett, who was black. And in the context of the story, Ian and Becky hook up. But due to American sensibilities, American taboos, we can't have a black man seducing a white woman. Don't know why, it's just irritating Where in the American version, it's completely okay for a white man to seduce a black woman. I don't understand why they had to do the race flip on that, but it is what it is. In the American version, they created a character of Colleen, I believe, who is quickly killed off because in the American version we have to show that Jessica Hyde is a self-sufficient badass. So she has to just kill somebody in cold blood. That is something the American version did. I don't know why they did it. Maybe it falls back to the American mindset. And in the English version, Jessica Hyde basically blows a car up in the middle of everywhere. And it gets the same point across. It may have to do with the American fascination with firearms and guns and killing and murdering and mass execution. I have no understanding of these taboos. Or I should say I understand it. Doesn't mean I like it. It's complete and total nonsense. I believe that it's just crazy on the different sensibilities. Both series can be found on Amazon Prime and are well worth, both of them are well worth watching if you have the mind for it. If you enjoy those things, enjoy conspiracies, looking into conspiracies and stuff like that. Like I said, it's a good mental game. It is. It's a good thought exercise is what it is. Very good thought exercise. So yeah, it's great. Like I said, if it were me personally, I would suggest watching Season 1 and Season 2 of the English version, then watching the American version. The American version, from what I understand, the U.S. government wanted them to go back and re-edit it, and Amazon, who had acquired the rights to make it, went, no, we're not. We're going to stay fairly true to the original storyline. And Amazon, when the season 2 was canceled, Amazon was real vague as hell about why they canceled it, doing season 2 and eventually doing the season 3. So yeah, it's kind of interesting that this happened. Like I said, and whoever they hired to do the artwork for the when it shows the pages from the graphic novel and stuff, whoever they hired to do that did a wonderful job. The art for this made-up comic is just off the chain good. I don't remember right offhand how much it shows the comic in the English version, and the few things they had from it stood out really well. But I think the American version, as far as the comic art went, captured it the best. Overall story, I like the English version, me personally, a little bit better, simply because there was a season 2. The only thing is season 2 left strings loose to be tied up in season 3, which never happened. And same with the American. The American version, the season 1, left dangling plot threads simply that were going to be resolved in season 2, which never happened. So, until somebody sits down and just starts at ground level with a whole new cast and does season 1, 2, and 3, we will probably never get the full story, which is a shame. Because I would really want to know how it ends. Why, it's just it can be frustrating at times. Kind of crazy though. Like I said, if you like conspiracy theories and you like going through conspiracies, this is a great show. It's something that you have to pay attention. Both versions, both the English and the American version, you have to pay attention. There's no throwaway lines. There's nothing. Something that seems insignificant in one episode will pop up an episode or two later. And it's boom, right in your face. And if you missed it, you're lost. If you saw it and kind of had the foreknowledge to pay attention and look at the things and see how everything's put together, you go, oh, I remember that. Like I said, it is a really, really good series. I'm trying to keep this as spoiler free as possible, just simply because I don't want to get into it and ruin it for somebody, but it is well worth the watch. Like I said, you can find both series on Amazon Prime or wherever bootlegs can be found or pirated copies. I do not encourage the use of pirated copies. But see it where you can. Like I said, Amazon Prime Video has the complete season 1, 2, the English version, and the complete 1 and 2 of the American version. So, with that, I'll leave you guys go. And until next time, be safe, have fun, be good, be decent to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?